Dragon's that way, right?
Yep. Yeah. Just keep going, you can't miss it.
You guys already been on it?
Yeah, well, we come across this way. Yeah.
How was it?
It's good. You don't get run over by the sport bikes.
Is there a lot out there? Because I ain't seen nobody on this road at all.
There was only 3 that come when we was coming over, 3 sport bikes. Come by
watch
like
out
that.
for cars. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a couple of them look like they've been camping out all day. Look like they were packing up. They probably gone now.
But it's not too bad. Just watch your curves.
Where are you guys staying up here, or
Yeah.
is there any camp? Do you know if what do you guys got, a cabin or something?
Rented a house.
There's a place at the start of the Dragon, the Dragon Inn. Deal's Gas. Yeah.
It's right there at it.
Oh, they got rooms there.
Yeah. They may have some camping area back up in there too. I'm not sure. I believe
That-
they do.
That'd be the ticket.
Yeah, they look like they're pretty empty tonight too, so they've probably got plenty of rooms.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night probably a different story, but look like it's good for tonight.
What kind of camera you got there?
Drift, Ghost.
Worked pretty good.
Yeah, I researched all of them before I bought one, and the GoPro didn't. It seemed like the battery would go dead. I don't know that because I don't have one. Is
2
that
hours is what my brother says. My brother's. He said 2 hours is all it'll last.
so? Right, and then it's the same thing with this. I can put the battery in it and get an hour and a half. Yeah, hour and 15 minutes, and I got to change the battery. And I wanted to hardwire that into my bike, but you can't do it with that. So but that's why I got this one, because I hardwired it. I don't even.
Okay, you're in a USB charger.
I don't even got a battery in it,
Okay.
and it's recording right now. So look for yourself on YouTube.
YouTube.
All right, I'm gonna try it out.
All right, man.
Be safe.
Safe travels.
have open alcoholic beverages out here?
What's that?
You know if you can have open cans out here?
I have no idea.
I'd rather play it safe.
They couldn't find a better spot for them power lines, could they?
Yeah, right.
Well, they're Vance and Hines also, huh? Pipes are nice.
They ain't even a year old and they got all the ceramic coatings burning off.
Oh, yeah.
In one sense, I like the patina of it. Kind of racy.
Yep. It gives it a kind of a old school look, I guess.
I think old school is very cool. Very, very cool.
These things, as hard as they run, it's kind of hard to keep that stuff up there. You start turning.
Yeah.
What year is this one?
11.
Yeah. This thing's really minimized. I like it. It's very nice.
Yeah, I wanted to get rid of all that crap, but I couldn't find a campsite up that way.
Yeah. Oh, really?
So hopefully I can find one down there and get rid of all my crap.
So then instead of having, because we went down once, I had my wife on the back and all my touring stuff. I just stripped it all off and we just went moved back and forth a few times around. Nice. We went over to Fontana Dam. That's nice if you've been up to Fontana.
Nope, but I'm going to check it out. I'm going that way.
Yeah, you go down. It's just 28. Another beautiful road to ride.
Never.
When the deals get?
Never. First time I just got on this road.
Really?
10 minutes ago.
This road, there's some really deep switchbacks that you'll have to be under control on.
Yep.
Have to ride your thing yourself down there. Some of the guys want to set the world record, but
No, I'm on a Harley and I'm taking my time.
yeah, there you go.
We came through here earlier, and a bunch of bikers on the side on all those pull-offs, and the cops were there saying this stuff.
Someone crashed.
And they're all like bigger, like this, just full of bikes.
I talked to a local down the bottom there. He said, he's been here 11 years. He said 2 a year now.
Oh, is it 2? I thought I heard one.
That's what he said. Yeah. Hear all kinds of stories though.
Well, if
go
you believe it,
YouTube.
I mean, if you can't make any mistakes. There's no.
You say you can go on YouTube, you can see those guys with those GoPros.
Yep.
One guy takes the front end right off the Corvette.
Jeez.
Not only you have to worry about yourself.
Where's home for you?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, Detroit, Michigan.
Jim.
Jim Wayne.
Jim, hi, Kenny.
I lived in UP as a kid.
Did you?
Hancock.
Hancock, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom still lives there.
Is she really? Work make you go to New Hampshire?
Yeah, I'd say I'm from Maryland, where I graduated high school, but yeah, then I just travel and work made me move to New England, so.
So all that way on your own, eh? By yourself?
What's that?
All that way by yourself, huh?
Yep. Well, I stopped in D.C. at a friend's house. Had to get some female company, so.
This guy's just practice up and down. I mean,
That sounds like it's fun, but I ain't.
it's warfare. Those guys. We stayed there at a few years, but 7 years ago.
Yeah.
We stayed at there's a resort down there, you call it, at the end of Deal's Gap. It's basically an old cheap motel.
Looks like a barrack.
That
not a block.
barracks in prison, and
It's
they
nice
just
inside.
spray painted it all white, red bunk beds, nothing else, just basic. But
So
a
it's
lot
like
of
it's like community style living, or?
no, you have
Nope, you
your
have
own
your own
room,
room.
your own shower,
It's clean inside.
and
real
clean, but it's great stories. People there stayed overnight, sipping a little whiskey and
Yep.
talking. I mean, great stories. And the couples that were there. Jim, you remember that 7 years ago? The couples that were down there at the resort at Deal's Gap. I mean, people in their 70s, guys that have been racing bikes for years, but they're two up with their ladies, all full leather outfit, and just ripping through there. And I've only driven it on my Harley days, not in my
Yeah.
youngster days when I
Yep.
drove improperly. But
There's a pretty good place to get a burger too if you want something.
That's what I'm looking for.
$6
I'm
and
like
a beer
starving.
or a pop
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever
right.
you want.
11 miles.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
there's a lot
But
of
you aren't
curves,
going to do
though.
it in a minute a mile.
318 miles. Curves.
Are all you guys from Michigan or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside Detroit in the suburbs, yeah. And we drove down here. We love the mountains here. The mountains are incredible. I've never had. We've been doing this for 6 days now. We got a couple more, and it's.
I went from New Hampshire to Sturgis last year on that.
Did
Oh,
you?
Did you really?
Yeah, that's a
You get-
hike.
If you get a chance at Chirahala Skyway,
Yep.
it's incredible.
Yeah, I've heard a couple
Hey.
different places. Yeah. I'm gonna.
Chirahala and Blue Ridge
Blue Ridge
Parkway. Parkway.
Yeah, I've been on the Parkway 10 times.
Oh, there you go. Good. Nice to meet you.
You
Hey,
too.
nice talking to you, Jim.
Howdy. I was just admiring your Indian. That's really a good looking motorcycle.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Indian Scout. What year is this one? Yeah? That is really good looking. Really dirty. Well, that's excuse. We went through a lot of rain. We have to wipe ours down once in a while.
Down yesterday, we got real bad. We had rye like a desert all through Ohio.
Uh-huh.
Kentucky first half, and all of a sudden it was drenched.
Yeah, we've got drenched a couple times already.
I never get mine on before I'm drenched.
Yeah.
I'm not the quickest guy around.
Well, take care.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I went through Ontario last year.
Oh yeah. Just cut through? Or?
Yeah, I went over to Sault Ste. Marie.
Yep.
From New Hampshire.
Oh yeah. We went to Vermont 3 years ago. She had a bad time over there. Took a little bit of a stroke.
Uh-oh.
Good thing your hospitals are good. You can't even tell she's got it. She's continuing.
Jeez. Yeah, you know the good thing? She's riding again.
She rode that weekend in the back. Matter of fact, there's a guy in London, Ontario that hates the fact that she got on the back of ones. We had her crutches like this. We went around the corner, knobbed them with the crutches.
It took me, I couldn't get used to the kilometers up there. And I was doing like 90 miles per hour.
Whoa.
And the trooper pulls me over and
Hey babe, let's back up.
I thought we were just going to...
Well, if I get shade, I'll be all right. It's very
Anybody know the name of that dam? Hi. Does anybody know the name of that dam?
Dan, do you know the name of the dam?
No,
Okay, watch out.
I'm watching you. I'm making sure you don't roll down the hill.
That's good.
Were you going somewhere special up to the Sioux or just up to the Sioux?
Yeah, I went all the way across the Sturgis, South Dakota.
Oh, you went that way to
My,
Sturgis?
my mom lives in Michigan,
Oh.
up in Hancock,
Oh yeah, up in North End.
in the upper peninsula.
Yep.
Yeah.
So where'd you cross? Buffalo?
Nope, way up north. Sault Ste. Marie.
That's where you went into Ontario?
No. Oh, no. In New Hampshire.
So you come across New Hampshire?
I'm sorry, right at the New Hampshire-Vermont state line,
Yeah.
there's a border crossing in Vermont.
Okay, and that takes you into Quebec, doesn't it?
Yep. And then you go up and across Ontario, Quebec and Ontario, right?
What do you think, buddy?
I don't do much traveling in Quebec.
Okay.
I'm considered kind of a redneck by a lot of my friends. I'm not all this big on. I figure you guys gave us a good lesson on civil strife back with the Civil War, and those guys should just learn a lesson. Instead of every time we turn around, they want to separate, or they want to have this, and they want a special. Right? So I don't go to Quebec much. Usually I come down, if I'm going down the East Coast, we'll cut through part of Quebec, then we'll get into New Hampshire and Vermont, we'll cut across that way.
Yep.
Or we'll go right down to 89 and take 89 across to Boston.
Yep.
And then back up into New Brunswick.
Yeah, I'm 2 hours from Boston.
Well, she got right back on. She rides for 15,000 a summer.
That's a lot.
She starts April 1st and she rides to work every day.
Jeez. In Canada?
Yep.
Wow.
And we've only witnessed one Christmas Day ride in the last 5 years. Taking it out on Christmas Day, even if it's just a little one. But her favorite's going to Marrakech. She loved that.
And yeah, Lake George?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because there was so much to do besides being on the bikes, right?
Yep. Right.
We went zip lining and whitewater rafting. And then it came crashing to a stop with her crash.
All right, I'm going to get on my way, I think.
You drive safe.
You guys came from that way, right?
No, we came from that way.
Oh, so you're going that way too?
Yep. Is this your first time? Or?
It is.
Ours too. We're just playing by the seat of our pants.
And I've heard a lot of bad stories.
I come around, you know, the first real tight hairpin, the 20.
Yep.
I come around, I'm trying to be cautious, right? And who's coming the other way but a sheriff?
I saw him come by, yeah.
I thought, oh man, I'm just going to cross the line and he's going to have me. But fortunately, it didn't go that way.
Nice bike.
Thank you. Still having trouble getting used to that from my other bike.
What did you have before? What did you have before?
I had a Suzuki 1400 Intruder.
All right, everybody be safe.